We want to do a quick thing. Did you guys see the 15-second Fear the Walking Dead
Oh, summer
promo thing?
trailer? No, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, so it's we just talk about the Fear the Walking Dead, the 6 episode summer show.
Hmm.
It's already been, and it's actually already been picked up for a second season.
Yeah, I don't even know why they only did 6 episodes. I
Because this is
mean,
the same
why
thing they
even
did with the
test
regular.
it? Just it's gonna be a hit. Just make 12, make 10 or 12.
Well, I don't know who the showrunners are for this one. It may just be it may be an issue with like if they have the same production people or the same people, because you can't have, if you're starting this one in June and you run 6 episodes, you're gonna need the people who are working on The Walking Dead. If they're working on that show, they're gonna need to be working on The Walking Dead like July, August, right?
Well, I'm sure
So,
they got the shooting figured out. I'm sure there's a whole nother team doing that stuff because I'm sure that's gonna overlap. And
mhm.
I'm sure they're not gonna be in Atlanta either, right? I don't know. Are they in Atlanta?
It's supposed to be in LA.
Right. So I mean, they're somewhere else. I don't know if they could actually shoot in LA, but you know,
Right.
uh, they're gonna be someplace else clearly.
Yeah.
Um, and they picked a nice place because it's gonna the weather's nice all year round, right? So
That is true. That is true. All right. Okay.
yeah, it seems that's a trend. They pick places where the weather's nice all year round.
Well, Atlanta ain't nice all year round.
I
So,
know, but I mean, it's not up here and it's not Boston.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
very true.
Boston.
Very true. Those zombies wouldn't last the Boston winter.
No.
They'll be
They,
easy to
they just
kill.
would. They just be slow as hell and they just die.
Got your
Um,
reports in 5 states that a strange virus is going around. So if you're not feeling well, go home.
Oh,
Take care of yourself.
who's watching? That must be Lorenzo. I can hear the audio of the virus.
episode summer series. Um,
Lorenzo, you did the zombie show. Maybe I should do the alien invasion show.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
The alien invasion show. How would we stand up to aliens today?
season.
Would you stand on top of a building and wait for them to shoot you, like they did in Independence Day? Those idiots.
And then this show um, is covering the first days of the outbreak.
Yeah, so now we got to go back like 5 years then, right? So this
Yeah.
is taking place in the past. The
Oh
summer
yeah,
one?
it's a prequel.
It's a
It looks like
prequel.
yeah,
Well,
something
not
like
a prequel. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, because we don't how do we ever
They
know
don't- they
how
don't-
long Rick was sleeping? How long Rick was unconscious or in a coma before he wakes up,
No,
and how far
No.
into the zombie outbreak we were?
no.
'Cause he could have been out like a year, right?
No, it wasn't a year. It was
I
like
know, it
it
wasn't
was
a
like a
year.
month, right? Because she was pregnant by the time he got there,
Oh, that's true. You're
but
right.
he
Yeah,
still it was still like enough to where he thought it could have been his baby, right?
Right. Yep. So yeah.
All right. Wait a second. Okay.
Still a miracle he didn't get eaten in that hospital.
Well, he was just in that room. Nobody was trying to get to him.
Yeah, I know, but the door wasn't locked or anything.
They cleared the
Zombies
floor.
can't-
Remember he went down the hallway and you saw that one door that was completely blocked off.
Yeah. Do not open or whatever.
The floor was cleared.
Yeah, I know the floor was cleared, but I mean it was like random zombies could have made it in there at some point. The guy who closed the door could eventually turn into a zombie,
You know,
or
I'd
the
like to
group
hope-
that closed the door.
I'd like
But
to hope
it's
that guy
neither
made
here
it
nor
out.
there. Huh?
I'd like to hope that guy made it out. The guy that boarded up the door actually made it out. Hmm. Okay. All right. Very beginning. The
They have on Etsy you can buy those do not disturb signs for your doorknob.
Uh huh.
yeah.
That you can buy one that says Don't open, dead inside.
Okay,
Pretty cool.
and so far, let's see who the series cast is: Cliff Curtis, Kim Dickens,
I like Cliff Curtis.
Micah Fitzgerald, Lin Chen, Shaquille Carter. No, I'm sorry. The only two people that are listed as the first six, as in each of the first 6 episodes, are Kim Dickens and Cliff Curtis.
Yeah, I hope Cliff Curtis. I like Cliff Curtis.
Where do I know him from?
Oh, he was in Gang Related. He was the head boss.
Yeah, he's in plenty.
He was in
Will Rider.
yeah, he was in one of the Die Hard films, Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah.
He was in Trauma, the TV series.
Okay.
Body of Proof.
Yeah, the dude's everywhere. He plays so many different things. He's from New Zealand, and he has that look where he could be anything.
Oh, I know Kim Dickens. She was on Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, he was in Live Free and Die Hard.
Yeah, he was.
Cliff Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Maori, but he's played like Middle Eastern
everything.
and
He plays Middle Eastern, Mexican.
Latino. I'm sure.
Yeah, he plays everything because he's got that look that you don't know what he is.
Ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah.
What was he in Training Day? Oh, that's what I know him from. He was from The Last Airbender. That's right.
Oh, God. That's where you know him from, The Last Airbender.
I was like, where do I know him from? I was looking through all the stuff he's been in, and I think I remember from Well Rider. But yeah, definitely from The Last Airbender.
Mm. All right, so Kim Dickens and Cliff Curtis are connected to it thus far as series regulars. Okay. All right, Cliff Curtis.
He really plays like every single race.
He does.
Really does. Wow.
Probably going to be a Vato Loco on this one.
And I think that's what he was in Gang Related.
Vato. Hey, homie.
And he played Zoe Saldana's uncle in Colombiana.
In some of these, he looks like Freddie Mercury.
All right, I'm sending you guys another link.
He's a little dark for Freddie Mercury.
Well, no, I'm not saying like he would be cast, but like there are some of these pictures, he's got that look.
All right.
But you want to know better. He's got the look that's all together.
Sacha Baron Cohen was like he was gonna make a movie and play Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he's already got into an argument with Brian May, right? Then they toss him out, or that's no longer working out now?
I mean, that's the thing, right? He's like a comedian. Like, I've never seen him in anything serious. And Sacha Baron Cohen definitely not involved in Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Brian May came out yesterday or a couple of days ago and said. I mean, but there's always I don't want to say every comedian, but a lot of comedians always, they try to take that stab at the serious role.
Yeah, but no one should do that to the story of Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, they should do it on. It shouldn't be what do you call it? A biographical pick.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it should be something else, and then you could try that.
Like, he looks similar, obvi, but like, I can't. Maybe I can see him as Freddie. I don't know, but.
Who? Sacha Baron Cohen?
Sacha Baron Cohen put on the makeup and did.
He looks like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure he could pull it off. I think it's Johanna's just worried about the serious scenes and doing that stuff.
I mean, you know, the AIDS and all those other like things. He's obviously like he could play the flamboyant bits, but I'm curious to see who they will cast. I feel like it will piss a lot of people off.
Whoever they cast, I hope it's American.
What?
You know why? I only say that. I say that jokingly, half jokingly. It's just that if you notice a lot of American films, they always get all these English actors, or somebody else to play American parts.
But he's from Zanzibar. He was British. He had a British accent.
Yeah.
He was Parsi.
Yeah, let's get American to play him. I mean, when they have these American English guys playing American dudes all the time.
I mean, obviously, it's doubtful that we will find a Zanzibari Parsi man who also went to school in London who is an amazing actor.
They're gonna get Ben Whishaw to do it.
Ben Whishaw?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we getting this Freddie Mercury movie anyway? I'm still waiting for my Roberto Clemente movie to be made.
That'd be kind of sweet. I can see that. I can sort of maybe kind of see that sort of maybe. He's too wafy.
Yeah, but I mean that's like that's what you get when you're doing a Hollywood like.
Yeah.
All right. I am ready when you guys are.
We're already rolling, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
How long have you been rolling for, Joe?
I don't know. Just over probably 5 minutes or so. Somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes.
All right, cool. All right. Let me just center myself. Take a deep breath, like Joe said.
Get yourself together. Gather.
Hold on. So just to be clear, Malik, I'm gonna like kind of interrupt our like Joe rant thing. Like after Joe finishes, we'll all like talk about what he said, and then I'm gonna jump in and do the whole not pulling the trigger when you get a chance thing, and then how are we gonna get it to Johanna?
Well, actually, you can throw it to her with not pulling the trigger when you get the chance by bringing up Sasha and Gabriel, like saving that piece until, because when we start replying to yours, basically Johanna's just gonna have to find, you're gonna have to find a way to interject into there as far as one, not pulling the trigger, like Sasha not pulling the trigger, but also Deanna not pulling the trigger, or kind of.
Well, she could transition it with Deanna not letting Rick kill this guy last week. He comes back and kills her husband.
Yeah, exactly. And then that, because her rant is about the two characters, Deanna and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Being the most idiotically duplicitous people ever been on the show.
Right. So, Johanna, you just, while we're doing the reply to, while we're talking about what Lorenzo's mentioning with, people not pulling the trigger when they should, you're just going to have to find an organic way to, segue it into your piece.
Just speaking of people.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, just real quick. Okay, and then that was it. And then I'll finish up with Morgan.
Oh, Joe, what's that guy that you kept saying that if he just would have killed him, they wouldn't have had any of those problems, and he would have been alive?
Oh my God. I forgot his name.
Talking about the guy from Terminus?
Yeah. Martin.
Yeah, Martin, the guy with the hat.
Yeah, if he would have just killed Martin, a lot of this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, they'd still be in the church. Right?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
They would have ended, yeah. Well, they would have ended up leaving anyway because they broke up into two teams, right? Abraham and them left. It doesn't matter. We're not going to talk about that, but go ahead.
Okay.
And didn't Andrea have the chance to kill the governor, and she let him
She had a chance to kill the governor. He was sleeping, and she had the knife, and she didn't do it.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How long am I letting the response go before I'm like, hey?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
All right, so I will. Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Well, you'll know when Lorenzo starts bringing up Deanna or something, right?
Yeah, I can.
Now, literally to kill.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, man, should let it kill him, Should stab him 10 times. Should let Rick kill. God, what's his name? Jason? His name's not Jason, right? What is it? Peter? I don't know. I forgot Jesse's husband's name.
Pete.
Pete. It is Pete. Okay.
Okay. All right. Ready? So, The Walking Dead season 5 is in the books, and what have we learned? Well, Deanna's a murderer by proxy. Her insightful professor husband, Reg, with the Mr. Rogers sweater, learned the hard way not to walk up on a guy wielding a big ass sword. We have a priest who wants to commit suicide. Asian Glenn doesn't know kung fu or hold grudges. Sasha sleeps on a bed of zombies. Daryl is always going to just be Daryl. And Rick needs to know how many Alexandria residents he has to kill in order to protect them, as oxymoronic as that sounds. Oh, and there's wolves beyond that wall. Lots and lots of wolves. But most importantly, in the biggest non-shock in Walking Dead history, Morgan has finally caught up to the group. And he's brought the mother of all bedposts along for the carnage. For the next few months, while AMC crafts the new season, we as fans are left with what has happened thus far and what is to come. So tonight, on the Agents of Helm Walking Dead review special, each agent has a little something to say about episode 16 entitled Conquer. I'm Malik, and as usual, I have my fellow agents, Joe.
What's up, people?
Johanna.
Let's blast some zombies.
And Lorenzo.
What up, Malik?
What's up, guys? So let's get started. What stood out most about this finale to you?
Well, to me, Malik, it was the lack of non-shock value in this episode. Now, I think I'm getting the label as like the Walking Dead naysayer in the last couple of weeks. And I truly love the show. Don't get me wrong. I love The Walking Dead. It's just I have such high expectations, and I just didn't think this finale met those expectations. There was limited shock value. You had Glenn and Daryl getting themselves into situations that there's no way they're going to walk away from, only to walk away from it. Now, the thing is, it didn't shock me that happened because there was no way I thought that they would kill either one of those characters at this point in the series. They're just way too important. They would have been the highest value character killed in the series history had that happened. And, of course, neither one of them gets killed. Having Morgan catch up to the group, there was no shock there. We knew eventually he was going to show up. I'm glad it was he. Actually, I'm not glad it was in the finale because I would love to see more of Morgan. I wish it would have happened in the penultimate episode. This way we could have had another full episode of Morgan, but now we have to wait all the way till next season to see Morgan again. And finally, at the end of the episode where we lost two characters, and I know Johanna's going to talk about that later. We lost two characters at the end, and I didn't care. I was like, so what? They're gone. There may be some symbolism involved in their deaths, but, as far as their characters are concerned, I could care less. It was like watching Beth get shot in the head. I didn't care. It was good riddance, goodbye. Let's move on.
Who died? I mean, I know that the what's his name died, the husband, but who was the other person?
Pete. He died. Rick, you don't actually see it. Rick shoots him in the head, or shoots him while he's on the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Morgan comes and he's like all shocked because
at that point he like almost doesn't even count.
Yeah. And Morgan's like all shocked because he saw Rick just pull the trigger on somebody. But I will say this much. I guess the part that I guess shocked me the most was the booby-trapped trucks. The booby-trapped tractor-trailer trucks, when Daryl pulled up the door and then all the doors opened and then zombies started coming out from every place, set up by the wolves, I guess. That was pretty cool. That part I liked. But again, it although very surprising, there was no impact because Daryl gets out unscathed. I mean, granted, he was saved by Morgan. I don't know how he was able to do it through that sea of zombies, but they get saved and unscathed. So no real shock in this episode. And I was really hoping for something to be like, oh shit, I can't believe this happened today. I can't wait to talk to everybody. It just wasn't there.
What was shocking to me about that was the way they reset the trap once it's already
that was pretty cool. They played the music inside. They played the music inside, and they all went in.
Does anybody know what song that was?
No clue.
Yeah, Johanna probably. It was sounding like a rock song.
I don't.
What song was it? Oh, I
Oh.
forgot. They don't actually use songs in.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the shock, there was no shock value to it. I agree with you definitely, Joe. And I thought I spent a lot of time during this episode kind of sitting on the edge of my seat waiting for something to happen, and nothing really did, or at least nothing happened that I didn't already kind of see getting ready to happen. And that doesn't even come from having read comics, because a lot of what actually happens on this episode didn't happen in the comics.
No, not at all.
But at the very least, you feel like whenever you're getting ready to hit the finale, either be it a season finale, and sometimes even a series finale, you kind of want that ending that kind of leaves you in the edge of your seat and then talking about it for the next few months. And I don't think that after this week I'm going to have much to think about when it comes to this show. I mean, I'm still going to be excited for the next season, but
Of course, I mean we all love The Walking Dead. It's just like I said, I hold it in such a high standard. I expected something more, and I didn't get it, and that was kind of a letdown. It was a very good episode. Don't get me wrong. I just felt there was nothing at risk here. There was nothing that held me on the edge of my seat.
I was kind of hoping that the zombie thing was going to be a bigger zombie thing. Like, I agree. Like, that was a total letdown when it was, like, one buddy, and, like, Rick pretty much took him on, and then, do you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't really any, like, it didn't
they
resonate.
get swarmed. You would have thought something similar to what happened in the farm would have happened at Alexandria when the door was left open, and then the whole community would have to come together and take out all these zombies. That would have been really cool. Unfortunately, we didn't get that.
yeah, that community wasn't coming together to kill no zombies.
You don't know. I mean, that's the thing. If you would have brought them together, at least that would have helped weed out the ones you don't want, right? That would have been an organic weeding process.
I mean, that's
The
very
strong
nice.
survive, and then the rest are gone. And that would have helped cut down the cast a lot, right? So eventually it's going to happen because, anytime there's an influx of new characters, people got to go. So it's coming. It just didn't happen yesterday.
I mean, I hate to agree with you. I hate to agree with you. I was gonna say that. I just hate to agree with you. But no, I mean, some men just want to watch the world burn, and I wanted to watch Alexandria burn, and I was kind of disappointed that it was all still in one piece. As far as shockers though go, I was shocked that The Walking Dead became the Book of Eli,
Alicia.
Book of Eli.
the Book of Eli for a second. Like, what was up with that? Where did he learn to fight anyway? Like, did he learn to fight from kung fu movies or from the Book of Eli?
Maybe. I mean, he was holding that broomstick pretty good. He was that staff. It was definitely a broomstick using as a staff. But yeah, he looked good.
No, he did. He did. I guess what always infuriates me though is like, I mean, he had the chance to kill the wolves, right? He had a chance to just like easily let them die, and of course it comes back and it ends up, the guy with the poncho. I don't know what his deal was, but he died because Morgan didn't kill those guys, and you just keep seeing it over and over again. It gets so frustrating. Again, I do hate to agree with you, Joe. I really do. But, the whole thing with Tyrese, you went on and on about how he should have killed Martin, and I guess you have a point. He probably should have killed Martin because, that whole thing ended in a big clusterfuck at the church. And then we see Glenn and what's-his-face? Nicholas, yeah. That guy Nicholas, don't you just hate him? Don't you just want, like, everybody wants to see Nicholas die. And yet, he had ample opportunities to take him out. And, I get it. He's like the nice guy. He's the good guy. He's the guy with the heart of gold. But for fuck's sakes, the dude shot him in the arm. He tried to kill him. Like, how many hints do you need that the dude just isn't that into you? Like, just freaking take him out already. These guys, supposedly they're like so badass that they've gone through so much and they've made it so far, and yet for all the experience they have, they just haven't seemed to learn when to pull the trigger sometimes. Like, take Andrea and the governor. Andrea could have killed the governor. She didn't do that, and what sort of mayhem did he bring upon their little A-team that we like to call them? I mean, come on, guys. Just do it. Pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree with you there. I mean, I am tired. I am really, really tired of all of these conversations that have to be had about whether or not people deserve to die. In this situation, in this world that they're living in, you're either with me or you're not with me. You're either part of the group or you're not part of the group. And just the fact that there had to be this whole, you know, tribunal of the community to discuss what the hell Rick did and
Exactly where they're not going
how
to make it.
everybody feels about it. Like, why do we have to have this discussion? I completely. I was like, wait, and why does it have to wait till tonight? And why does everybody have to be in this place? I was like, see, this would be the perfect, to your point, Joe. This would be the perfect situation where the zombies get in and just kill everybody sitting in the damn tribunal, right?
And there was a fire pit.
Yeah,
There was a fire pit.
had the
I
fire
thought there would
pit.
be marshmallows.
It was just like Survivor. It was perfectly set up. Just no Jeff Probst.
I was sitting there watching it, and I was just like, can you just make a decision right then and there? You know, like the decision should have been made right away. Like, lock him up. You know, he's obviously fucked up in the head. Lock him up. We put the other guy in the other house, and we move on. Or we kill Rick, we kill Pete, we move on with our lives. Or we don't do shit. I mean, something. But make a decision. You don't have to wait 24 hours to figure out what's the next step. The next step is do it now. Get it over with.
And that's
and
the
move on with
exact.
your lives.
I said this last week. Rick should have just killed Pete when he had the. He's a cop. You don't go around attacking and getting in fistfights with cops and expect to live. He should have just shot him at that point last week, and it would have been the end of that whole Pete story last week early, done.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the only situation I can think of where Rick doesn't pull the trigger on somebody immediately, because all the other examples you mentioned, if you switch those characters out and you put Rick in his place,
Yeah,
Rick kills that person immediately because that's what he wants to do. That's his solution to every problem. Oh, let's kill him. And
he does that thing. He does that thing with his neck where he kind of like turns away and turns back up, and then and he holds the gun like sideways, gangster style.
Mhm.
He does that, and then that usually means that he doesn't kill them, actually. But yeah, he definitely has. When he's holding it upright the proper way, the person usually dies. I've noticed that. It's a little
he's
tell that he does.
definitely judge, jury, executioner. Had they done it Rick's way at the hospital, I was going to say everybody lives, but I mean everybody on his team lives.
Yeah, everybody else dies.
Everybody else dies, and Beth lives. Well, I guess we got that good. That was the good that came out of it, right? That Beth got it. We don't have to see her anymore. But yeah, usually you do it Rick's way, everybody on the team comes home. You don't do it Rick's way, you lose somebody.
Well, it looks like you lose somebody regardless. But
it'll be on the other team.
The other way.
I'm not afraid of a body count. You said it.
That is true.
They're trying to hold on to their humanity, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I gather from it too. But I don't care. It's the zombie apocalypse. Let's just murder some people. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Damn it! I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of these conversations.
Yeah, if you ask questions, you die. That's it.
Exactly. This is not the real world. I don't need confessionals. I don't need all this stuff going on. This is not a reality show. Just look, we're in this shit. This is a war. We're fighting zombies. We're fighting each other. We're fighting ourselves. Just get it over with, please. Makes no sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, we also got. I mean, and one of the things we also got like a bunch of crisscrossing and a bunch of people saying one thing and doing another, and really not showing themselves to be the people that we initially thought that they might be. And that's like Deanna and Gabriel.
Yeah. In the most idiotic way, though.
Right.
They're really, truly idiots. I mean, we can start with Gabriel. He's walking around dressed like a peepaw who has run away from his nursing home, and somehow people take him seriously because he used to be a priest. Never mind that he made Judas look like a Care Bear by killing all those people at the church. But even after getting his 6 pieces of crazy zombie nature walks, he doesn't do anything with the cred he got for the info he just told Deanna. He just tries to go Henry David Thoreau, if Thoreau was a mass murderer with a death wish. Get with the program, people. He is not the one. You're going to tell Alexandria. I don't care how many prayer circles he runs after asking the corpse bride of Alexandria to kill him. Now, Deanna, I have a bone to pick with her on behalf of anyone who doesn't like politicians like me. Um, I think all of you have heard my rants. She does not disappoint. At the beginning of this storyline, we're all set for some sort of suburban evilness, but really she's just too stupid to truly be devious. I mean, she's taking these like things secondhand from fucking Timothy Treadwell of the Apocalypse, Gabriel, and she doesn't even notice that Carol's basically the witch from Hansel and Gretel. She's one of the particular breed of politician who espouses being an idealist, notice my air quotes, while towing the line between being an obfuscating asshole masquerading as a naive idiot and being a manipulative snake who uses others for their own ends to maintain control.
This is starting to sound personal, Johanna.
Finally, in this app, she does what all politicians end up doing. She switches sides and let others do the dirty work. Every ruler needs her brutal right hand, but I'm pretty sure this time the hand is going to strangle the ruler. Long live the Rictatorship, bitches.
Where is Frank Underwood when you need him? Is what I want to know.
Seriously. Like,
Yeah,
Frank would have come in. Frank would have come in, and he would have like killed a dog, and that would have been it. Everybody would have been in line and knew what they need to do, and he would have been getting that bipartisanship going across, cutting out all the entitlements. No entitlements for anybody.
no entitlements.
You want to live there? You better kill yourself some fucking zombies. Where the fuck is Frank Underwood when you need him?
What was it? America Works. America works as at killing all of the zombies.
Yeah, the zombie apocalypse would be over now if Frank Underwood was in charge.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there was a very interesting piece at the when the Pete character dies. To your point, Johanna, about Deanna kind of sicking her dog on Pete. You know, first off, the fact that you don't make a reaction, you don't react to anything until it hits home for you, right? You are completely okay with everything happening, everything going on in status quo until your son gets killed, and then you're completely against anybody using any form of violence or death, or killing each other until your husband gets killed. And then there's that moment where Rick actually takes a look at Deanna, like to kind of get her approval as to what what he should do. Personally, I thought he should have just shot him and then looked at Deanna like, "What did you want me to do?" Like, like I told you, bitch. But there's definitely those scenes where she's clearly been trying to foster this sense of control and this sense of normalcy, and it just doesn't exist. It's such a pipe dream for the whole group, and she's been like pulling the wool over everybody's eyes, and over her own, believing that there was some way she could kind of control things.
Yeah, and I mean Rick, like things worked out very conveniently for Rick, right? Like the door just happened to be open, so he just happened to get a chance to like save the community once again and bring a zombie over his shoulder for dinner, throwing it on the ground like let's marshmallow this motherfuckers. And then
fire pit finally.
And then and then Pete the idiot comes out with his samurai sword stabbing like
was that Michonne's sword?
I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, but
I think so.
I mean, it was in her house. So.
Because in the stinger, did you guys see the stinger at the end? Like the last scene.
Oh yeah, taking the sword off putting the sword back. Yeah, so
yeah,
putting the sword back on the wall, and then she decided to keep it.
It looks like she's like wiping it off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it just worked out like really, really conveniently for him because that was like the punctuation for the nice speech he gave was Pete coming out of nowhere and then conveniently killing Deanna's husband, like the first lady or the first man or whatever, and then and so he got the opportunity to kind of look at her for the mandate to shoot her, because once she gave him that nod, she's pretty much handing over all control now to Rick, and I'm sure she was aware that she was doing it at the time too. So I think that's why he just didn't shoot the guy. He wanted her to go ahead and admit that she was wrong, he was right, and that he totally won. And then, as if anything couldn't get any more perfect and well scripted, Morgan comes in. Like, if you needed any more people to vouch for his character, Morgan comes in at that moment, and now he's got his like trifecta of like mandate in play.
Well, not really, because Morgan clearly does not want to kill anybody. He just wants to survive.
But I'm just saying, he's on Rick's side.
I mean, you think so, but remember the look that he gives Rick when he sees that Rick had just shot. He walked in right when Rick was shooting Pete, and then he gives him that look like he's like in shock and he can't believe it. At least someone was shocked in this episode. Morgan was. Morgan looking at that shocked look on his face, he was like, "Damn, Rick just shot somebody." I thought he was a different guy in this.
I was shocked that he could actually see.
This is not an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's not The Village.
Well, and that kind of leads me to my point as well. I mean, Morgan. The one thing about Morgan that we've already known thus far, in seeing him kind of interspersed in different episodes throughout the course of the show, and now looking like he is going to either become a series regular or at least a relatively consistent character in the Alexandria, whatever's to come of the Alexandria story arc. One of the things that we've known about Morgan is that after the loss of his son, part of him has gone a little bit off the rails, but a lot of him is still intact, and he's pretty much willing to do and willing to accept whatever needs to be done to survive. He's all about survival, and he's all about getting it done. So I don't think that having to kill a person, if it meant the protection of his own life, would be a problem. And definitely, going ham on a bunch of zombies in order to save a member of his team, or a member of the group that he thinks needs to survive, or just to save humanity is out of the question either. I mean, he runs up on that car where Daryl and Alan or Adam or whatever are sitting in the car and being overrun by zombies and just getting ready to try to run out and make it on their own, and he runs up on that car, and having not known who the fuck was in the car, he walks up on the car and saves whoever's in the door.
Also very convenient.
Right, for no apparent reason. There's really no apparent reason. It's not like he knows who's in the car. It's not like he knows why those zombies. And I don't even know how the hell he got in the gate. Right, so I'm just but I'm not questioning any of that. Morgan has shown that he is his own man. And he follows his own path, and although he may be shocked by what Rick has done after hearing Rick out, he's probably going to be perfectly fine with what he hears. And if he's not perfectly fine with what he hears, he will walk away, and he doesn't have a problem walking away. And that, in essence, is kind of what makes Morgan a great character to me. I have questioned the validity of characters of color on this show for a while, and looked to this show and all the shows, but this show specifically with such a diverse cast, to give us a free-thinking character of color that can be a leader in this group, that can think for themselves, that can react for themselves, and that does not cater to whatever everybody else is doing. Right now, the only characters that we've ever had doing that have been Rick, Daryl, and to an extent Abraham. Morgan's gonna come in and he's gonna change the dynamic.
What about T-Dog?
No. No. And so I'm really happy to see Morgan's return to the show. I hope he's around for a good long time. I hope that they keep him the same way, and I don't think that they will change him, because you know what? He's Morgan. He's the best. He is the bomb. Morgan's my dude. Welcome back, Lenny James. It's been too long. So yeah, one of the things that we wanted to do before we jumped off is, you guys saw, I don't know if you guys got a chance to catch it, but after the episode, during the Talking Dead segment, there was a 15-second clip or 15-second promo of the summer series Fear the Walking Dead, which is a 6-episode summer series. It's going to be followed actually in 2016 by a full season run. It's already been picked up for a second season without having showed anything. And it's going to be obviously on AMC. So this show takes us back to the very beginning of the zombie outbreak, obviously connecting the outbreak to some mysterious virus. We're in LA this time. We're not in Atlanta. And so far, the only two series regulars that we could find any information on are Cliff Curtis and Kim Dickens, who are both, pretty well-known character actors. You know their face. You may not necessarily know their names, but they've been in a lot of television shows, movies, and things of that sort. So before we jump off, what are you guys hoping that we get in this show that connects back to, obviously, the main show?
I want more of the same. I mean, I think in this summer series, they're supposed to give a little more explanation as to how the virus started and how the outbreak began. If correct me if I'm wrong, I think I read that somewhere. But outside of that, I think we're just gonna get the same show in LA, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with the show the way it is now. I think it'll just be more original because these are just all new characters, people we've never heard of before, and I think it allows the writers a little more freedom because there aren't any expectations to live up to as they have to do with the actual Walking Dead. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be just as good. I'm a fan of Cliff Curtis. I like most of the things he's been in. I think it'll be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it.
Johanna, what are you looking for?
I think pretty much. I mean, Joe said it preliminarily, which is just seeing more about the genesis of the zombie apocalypse. I'm always with prequels. I'm always like, I don't want to learn about any more people. I'm just like, who are these randos? I want to go back to Alexandria and figure that out. But I will probably watch at least the first episode just to see what kind of sense of the origins of the zombie apocalypse kind of come out from it.
No, yeah, I have to watch all 6. All of us are gonna watch all 6, I'm sure.
Oh, well then in that case, the decision has been made for me, and I accept it gladly. No problem. It's 6 episodes.
True. Lorenzo, what about you?
Well, Malik, this week coming up is the zombie show.
Yep.
And so what I want is to know how the hell I'm going to survive a zombie apocalypse. So I'm hoping that this new series will give us some good insight into the beginnings of a zombie apocalypse, what it looks like, how much time we'll have to escape, how much time we'll have to leave, whether it makes more sense to run or to stay, all those questions that we pursued in our show or we're going to pursue in our show. I'm hoping that this will give us the definitive answer.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm looking the same thing along that route from my perspective. I'm actually hoping to get the answer. Who messed up?
I don't think we're going to get that.
In what has become probably the biggest clusterfuck in U.S. history, someone dropped the ball. I mean, when you every time these types of things happen, somebody didn't press the red button, somebody just left the wrong container out, something happened. And the interesting thing is that for the comics, they've never gone back. The comics literally start, and anybody that's read the comics know they literally start at the point where Rick wakes up from the coma. So they've never taken the opportunity to go back and kind of discuss the origins of it. And I know that on the show that they had that one episode when they were at the CDC and they were trying to get some information about it or whatever. So I like it. I like this because this is, like Joe said, this is going to be something brand new. We have no idea where this is going to go. But I'm also interested in cameos. I'd love to see a cameo where they mention Atlanta, or something along the lines, or even a reverse cameo where we get to the new season of The Walking Dead in season 6, and it's perfectly within the realm of thought that over the course of time, people have migrated either from west to east or east to west, and some member of the group that's in LA has made it all the way to the east, looking for some kind of sanctuary or something along those lines. It's possible. I mean,
that's a long journey. You might as well be going to Egypt.
But it's been a lot. We don't know how long it's been since Rick went down. And since Rick went down, and basically how long it's been. I mean, if we're looking at Carl, it's probably been about 10 years because that kid. If you go back and look at old episodes, Carl was like 7, okay, and now he looks like Now it looks like they're shaving that kid every day to make sure.
Yeah,
the
I
piece
saw
of-
the episode. Did you see the episode of Talking Dead that he was on?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started the show when he was 10. It's been on now 4 or 5 years, and now I think he was 14 at when he did the taping of Talking Dead to like a couple of weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean the kid just shot up 10 to 14. Those are big years.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I mean, it's gonna be hopefully it'll be something to hold us over until the new season begins.
Yeah. Just one thing I like to see from the actual Walking Dead series. I know it's not going to happen, but I would like a shorter season. I think 12 episodes. Yeah, I know a lot of people might not like that, but I think 12 episodes would be the right amount.
Just
As far
just so that you don't get bored by the fillers, huh?
exactly. Those are just money grabs. I mean, clearly they're just money grabs. So just get the season shorter, 12 episodes. I think it'll make the stories flow a lot better. But I'm not a high executive at AMC, so those advertising dollars count for something.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed our reviews of The Walking Dead as it's gone through season 5. We've talked about episodes 1 through 16. And we've enjoyed talking about them. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to us talk about them. Stay tuned. Our new weeklies we'll be taking a couple of weeks to just kind of wait out the return of Game of Thrones, where we will do this exact same thing for you for those, I guess, 10 episodes. It's about 10 episodes of that show,
10,
right?
10 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so we'll start jumping into there as soon as we get that first episode of the new season of Game of Thrones. So before Johanna, Joe, and Lorenzo, I am Malik. We are the Agents of Helm. Stay tuned for the Zombie podcast coming out very soon. We've also got the 90s podcast. We've got a few podcasts in the can ready to go. Just stay tuned. They'll be out very soon. So have a good night. Stay safe. Peace out.